Oh no, does it turn into another Honda Timbrook adventure today? Uh-oh. What do I take? I mean, you know, I'm so on the page to drive the Gold Rush, but I've had so many Challengers and so many Hellcats, but I've never really owned a Ram TRX Hellcat driven truck. So I just gotta drive the Ram TRX, even though it's so tempting to take the Gold Rush, but I just love the Ram TRX, and it's got a bed in it. Uh-oh, has a bed in it? Could you actually bring something home from Timbrook Honda? Uh-oh, yikes, everybody. Yikes. Stay tuned for the Timbrook Honda Adventure Day, and taking back my high dollar expensive rear cargo box and getting a refund on that. But stay tuned for the adventures as they start right now on Ice Age TV and the Ram TRX Hellcat truck. Alrighty, here we go in the Ram TRX truck as we take off to Timbrook Honda. I'm sure some like, oh no, what is this guy doing now? What is he gonna buy? Is he gonna buy yet something again? Is this guy gonna buy something again? This guy just never gives up, man. Are you sick of it? Are you sick of it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna buy anything. I know one thing. I'm gonna go out there and get my refund on my overpriced cargo box for my Talon. Hopefully get some suggestions on the Super ATV windshield I put in where I can't get the thing to work properly. And who knows? And there's something new there that I don't want to talk about, because once I talk about it, then others are going to run to the dealership and get it. So I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get there. Yeah, now we're the Ram TRX, which this truck is so much fun. I really do like this truck, even though it's so resistant to get it. And I'm going to leave it in regular mode. You can put it in sport mode, but then it gets a little bit more aggressive. And I'll take the old man's way. Part of me says I should go by the car wash out there and get my truck cleaned out there in Purcellville. Maybe I'll do that. I think I will do that, just to kind of get her kind of, you know, nice and clean and pretty as we go over the mountain, as I do many times, because Timbrook Honda is way west of me. It's a little drive, not radical. So, and I'm getting a lot of feedback, not a lot, on my channel. The amount of comments that come from me posting videos is little to nothing. But it's interesting, the advertising conversation I made this morning, it's got a few people up there a little riled up. Yeah, one subscriber or one viewer, Andrew, he says I'm going woke. I'm like, wow, I'm going woke? I don't know how that is. I mean, do you actually understand what woke is? So don't really understand that comment there, but his claim is that just suck it up, Buttercup, and it is what it is. Yeah, I understand that, but the real message here that I'm trying to convey on this advertising conversation this morning was, it's more about, I just really strongly feel that there's some type of system that you use on YouTube to make it look like you're some big hotshot, but you're not. And I just wonder, and I've heard the different ideas of buying subscribers and all that other stuff, but there's got to be some type of somebody behind the scenes knows how to create views to your channel. And I know people would say, well, yeah, you got the YouTube people behind the scenes looking at your stuff, and I guess, I don't know, but it just doesn't make any sense to me that these people have just talked about the same thing day in, day out, and have 50, 60, 100,000 views. That's what I'm talking about. And for me as a creator, you just have to step back and say, okay, what's going on? And I'm just sorry, I don't believe these other creators are these incredibly talented people that are smarter than me and better than me. I'm sorry, I just won't accept that. And one guy is making the comment like I'm a Jay Leno guy. I don't expect to be a Jay Leno guy, but you're telling me these other creators have this incredible personality talent just to republish news that they read and then put it on a YouTube channel and walk around and just read from literally a pad in their hand of the notes to remind them what they're talking about and statistics. I mean, sincerely. And that's, you know, so once again, I don't believe it. I believe it's a devious system that some of these guys, they figure out how to crack it, and they got people that help them do it, and bing bam done. You're the star of the you're just the star of the YouTube channel. That's just life. Look at sports. Look at the Patriots, how they got caught cheating. I mean, there's so many things you can look at in life. And once again, I'm not here to cry the blues. I'm just sharing, as a YouTuber creator, you have to sometimes step back at what you're doing and say, okay, what works, what doesn't. And so now, the comment is, oh, you need to start handing out cars to explode your channel. Yeah, I've heard we've had that conversation numerous times. I'm waiting to figure out how I create raffles to give all my cars away. I don't know. It gets heavy and deep. All right, I'm going to leave it at that because just conversation, which that's not the goal this morning. So the goal is to have some fun with this Ram TRX truck, which it is a lot of fun, and to go out to Timbrook Honda and share with you something that I think is pretty cool, and maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We're going to find out on this really beautiful Monday, and as the season is here upon us, that we literally are going to start witnessing the change of the leaves, and the fall is really just right around the corner. Hard to believe. And the kids in this area, they've only got now just a little over one more week before they're back in school. Wow. So this is their last full week up here in Loudoun County, Virginia, of having your summertime fun, because next week you're going to be going back to school like Wednesday of next week. So, wow. Does anybody remember those days when you were a kid going to school and you're like, oh, we got to go back to school, and you've been having so much fun all summer long? But I'm sure some parents are like, thank goodness all the kids are going back to school because I'm ready for a break. Anybody know those stories? I'm sure you do. Driving this Ram TRX truck, pretty incredible how the supercharger on this Hellcat motors, it is just night and day from the Ford products, where you get that really cool supercharger whine out of this setup, and you don't get it out of that Ford product. I don't get it out of that Whipple. I mean, this truck here, even my cars, do you hear that? I mean, that, and I have really bad hearing, but I can hear that really cool whine to that supercharger. And I noticed when I bought my GT500, that was one thing that you would never know there was a supercharger in that car by the noise. Now, the car was extremely fast, but I used to always talk about that when I drive the differences of the red-eye Hellcat to the GT500. And even to the brand new Whipple horse, the Dark Horse Mustang, I just put that new Whipple on. You don't get that same type of whine that is really unique to the Mopar product. Just pretty incredible how this engine and this truck, it's over. I mean, it's done. There's no more Hellcat motors per se being built. You can get crate motors and stuff, but as far as factory produced vehicles, the last run of these Ram trucks, I'm sure, is down to the end of being built. It's in August. I mean, they may build them through the end of the year. I don't know. But the whole point is, for 2025, you're not going to be able to buy a Ram TRX truck. You're not going to be able to buy a V8 motor Hemi product in the Dodge lineup besides the Jeep Wrangler 392. Now, maybe they're going to keep the 392 also in the 2500, which I would think that would be possible. But the point is, for the Hellcat, it's gone. Isn't that something? Just the engine alone. I mean, I would imagine just the engine and transmission of this truck eventually probably has a value of $25,000, $30,000. Maybe more. Just depends what the availability of the stuff is. Brand new, price-wise. All right, here we go as we continue to move up the road, and very busy on the roads. I should clarify that. It's very busy. And it's one road that comes from West Virginia. At this time of the morning, I would have thought it'd been a little lighter, but the roads are light for me in the back roads, but not the Route 9 people. They know that story. Wow. You'd think school was in here. I mean, wow. What's going on? Might be getting ready to be prepared for school, right? Wow. Hard to believe. I'm going to take the truck to the car wash here And I like this car wash because it has a mat system where you can just pull in and you don't have to go through a rail. See, a lot of these trucks that I own, they're too big for a conventional car wash with the big tires, or like the dually. That's not going to work. So you go to these systems that have a mat on them, and that way. And this place usually isn't that busy. Seems like the car washes around here have slowed down, and my guess would be that there's a lot more of them. And then I don't know, people. Well, we've had a very dry summer too, so that's a whole other ball game. But this here is usually I'm pretty lucky to get in and out of here, and not too bad in the pricing. So let's see what we get here. So we roll in without taking out our mirrors. And the family that used to own this, we used to have 2 of these stores, and they sold out the flagship car wash, and that's where it is. And it's very tight, so it's amazing they even got this place approved to do what it does. Okay, big truck, a lot of material wiped down. All right, let's not pull out in front of the fire truck, right? That wouldn't be good. That's a lot of material going down the road. All right, let's get back on the road, head to Timbrook Honda. What am I going to do? Well, do I break the news to you? Do I share with you what I already know? I don't know. I think I'd rather just wait till I get there. That's what I'd rather do. Yeah. Silence. Oh, and here he is, Timbrook Honda, Winchester, Virginia, and as always, plenty of machines. Look at that orange. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But I think I like my black one. Hey, there's Don's. Oh no, that's African Twin. Ah, interesting. So here we are, pulling up in the usual spot here at Timbrook Honda, and you know what? This place just rock and rolls. It really does. And look at all the 6x6 side-by-sides. That's the only thing I know that's a challenge here at Timbrook Honda. They have way too many of those, but when you're a powerhouse, a lot of times you have to take things even though you don't want them. But great inventory. Yeah, that 1000R black and orange, pretty cool, isn't it? It sure is. And here's the Africa Twin, and here's the Pioneers. You would think instead of owning a John Deere Gator, I'd have a Pioneer, which I should in all reality. All right, let's go inside and see the friends. Look at that blue. That's prediction. See who's inside here today. And the troublemakers are here. There he is.
The Iceman.
Yes, it is. So here we are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this the 700?
It is.
Oh, no. Is it available?
It is.
Uh-oh. This is the first one you got in.
It is.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness gracious. Here I am at Timbrook Honda, and they just got in the first released Rubicon 700, right?
Yes.
And it's the first ever for Honda to go this big ever on an ATV. They've always have been very conservative.
Yes.
And wow, this looks badass.
Yeah.
2024 or 2025?
2025.
Really? 2025. Okay. Are we sure about that? Have you looked? Am I going to train you today? Man, this reminds me of my Polaris Sportsman 700. Oh my gosh, that thing was an animal. I loved that thing. It had a lot of issues with it, but that thing was so badass. Oh, this is just beefy. This thing is beefy. And having it hidden behind this counter here doesn't do it justice. Oh no, what do I do?